After 8 months of racing, covering 8 host cities from across the globe, Tongyeong in Korea was the final stop on the ITU World Cup schedule. With races over the Olympic distance, it was the final chance for athletes to pick up valuable points towards Rio next year. Pleasantly warm conditions meant it was a non-wetsuit 1500-metre swim for the capacity 76 elite man field. The 2-lap swim took place in Tongyeong harbour, and all were keen to try and gain an advantage to find some clear water in such a large field. The USA's Ben Canute and Korea's Seung Hyun Hyo were first to show at the front as the field started to string out at the far turn buoys. The chasers were right behind though, in a group that contained the Polyansky brothers, Dmitry and Igor, with the latter being the highest ranked athlete in the field, having won in Tishu Avaros back in August. As the large field headed back towards the pontoon, it was the Korean who exited first, closely followed by Canute, who was racing in just his second World Cup event of the year. A steady stream made it to T1, with the two Russian brothers neck and neck. After a quick transition, it was off onto the 40-kilometre bike that contained 2 steep hill climbs on each of the 5 laps. It was Canute looking to better his 35th place finish at Mooloolaba back in March that took the early lead, but there was still plenty of talent just behind him. On lap 2, the lead and chase groups came together to form a large 60-man pack, and although they lost 1 or 2 as the race progressed, it was still a healthy size 55-man group that came into T2 and faced the next challenge, the 4-lap 10-kilometre run. Australia's Courtney Atkinson had been a key figure in trying to force the pace on the bike, and he was in a large procession that set off along the harbour. Junpai Furuya took his turn at the front halfway through lap 1, but his lead was minimal. By the end of the first lap, Dmitry Polyansky, winner here in 2011 and 2012, had got himself to the head of the field and was looking strong. With him was Spain's David Castro and Atkinson, who was competing in just his 7th ITU race this year. The trio had a 10-second lead over the rest as Polyansky led them through the completion of lap 1 and onto the hill climb on the second lap. Atkinson, who's bidding to become the first Aussie to take part in 3 Olympic Games, has been training on hills in preparation for the Xterra World Championships in Maui, and that appeared to be working for him here as he took the lead on lap 3. But Polyansky soon gained the advantage back as the trio continued to go it alone. It looked as though they would make up the final World Cup podium of the season. But as they hit the hill for the penultimate time, there was a new challenger, Great Britain's Matt Sharp. Sharp had timed his race to make up the deficit and catch the leaders, and as they took the bell, he was looking the fresher of the 4. As the final lap progressed, Polyansky and Atkinson started to fall away, with only Castro looking likely to deny Sharp his first World Cup win. But the Spaniard couldn't compete with the Britain's finish, and Sharp took gold. Castro came in second, while Atkinson held off Polyansky's attentions to take third.
Yeah, it's my first World Cup win, so I'm really happy about that. The bike was pretty easy, and with the hill on the run, I just gauged my effort and then finished the last lap real strong, and it paid off.
I am a sprinter, and in my mind it's second, and the last lap in the last 100 meters sprint, and Sharp attack in the final lap, and no sprint.
You know, I stay at home all year in Australia, and it's a long way. As you know, it's a long way to travel to races. So when I race this year, I'm going up against guys who are racing week in, week out at this, and you know, I'm not getting any younger, but at the same time, I'm turning up and racing, you know, still in the race. So if you ask me, I suppose after London, whether I'd be back doing this again and at, I suppose, this level, never say never.